up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to another video. The Dallas Cowboys blow out the Minnesota Vikings 40-3. They avoid the losing streak. Be sure to like and subscribe, and let's talk about it.
Down the field, Lamb, 10-5, victory! Touchdown, Ezekiel Elliott. How about the rookie Micah Parsons? What a play!
Defense wins championships, but the Super Bowl is won by the quarterback.
My, oh my, what a flipping game from these Dallas Cowboys. 40-3. 40-3. There's so much that just goes into that the Dallas Cowboys drop 40 for the second time this season. They get back to their defensive efforts, the one that we've been talking about for the first half of the season, and they don't even allow a touchdown from what I thought was a very impressive Minnesota Vikings team. I know Kirk Cousins is not a top 10 quarterback. I said he was a top 16 quarterback, but I mean, they got Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, TJ Hawkinson. They should have at least put up a touchdown, but the Cowboys shut them down. And this is crazy. This is probably the thing that surprises me most and pleases me the most, that these boys went into it and Dak Prescott set the tone, said, this is a playoff game. And so I'm sitting there watching this game, the start of this game, so okay, this is a playoff game. Let's do this. Let's see, as if that was the scenario, let's see how this plays out. Oh my word, the Cowboys dismantled the Minnesota Vikings and gave them no reason, gave them nothing to build a lead, to score, anything like that. The Cowboys handled their business more than anything. And I think this is definitely the Dallas Cowboys team that everybody was waiting for. Every fan was waiting for. We knew what this team was capable of, and we saw it tonight. And that's what's the most exciting thing about it, is we saw, the offense. We've seen games earlier in the year where the offense has struggled, the defense take over. We've seen it be the other way, where the offense thrives and the defense sort of struggles. But this was just an all-out incredible performance from every portion of the team. This was a team win. All three phases of the game, special teams. We got to talk about Brett Maher. The defense, 7 sacks, 3 points allowed. The defense, Dak Prescott throwing over 250 yards. Tony Pollard getting 2 touchdowns. Zeke getting 2 touchdowns. Just an incredible, impressive win, and it's almost like a breath of fresh air. And the Cowboys, this definitely was a moment for them to put up or shut up. I mean, like I said, I talked about it in my pregame prediction video. I said, if the Cowboys lose, wow, it's definitely going to be heartbreaking. But also, there's a lot of potential and talent out on this field with this team that's going to be talked about. But man, they put their money where their mouth was, and they showed out on the road against the Minnesota Vikings and just handled their business like no other. I am so impressed with this team. Now, this is, I don't want to overreact. I really don't. I don't want to say, Super Bowl. I don't want to say NFC Championship, because all in all, this is kind of what we expect. We should expect this type of team from the Dallas Cowboys. We know that they can put together this type of performance, and we want to see it consistently. And I think that's where most of the struggle came from most of the year, where us fans are like, we know the offense can get up to that level. We know the defense can get up to, we know everyone can play together and put together a team win. And that's what we saw tonight. But it's just, it's frustrating. And this is why I predicted, and this is why I was leaning more towards the Cowboys winning this game, is because you look at that Green Bay Packers game, besides that fourth quarter, besides that 28-14 disaster where they completely choked, If they win that game, and if they handle that well, and if they run the ball 10 times rather than pass the ball 10 times to get Dak up to 46 attempts, we're talking about a totally different team here. We're talking about an 8-2 team here. And I think that's what the overreaction was for the Packers loss last week, is we know this team to be better, and that was not up to their standards. And the boys know that too. The team knows that, and that's exactly why they put up the performance that they did tonight. 40-3, start to finish. This game was controlled by the Dallas Cowboys. The defense came out, established the game. Little note, this is why when you win the coin toss, you always defer. Never go out and give the offense a chance to start the game. Defense sets the tempo. And back to what Mr. Coach Mike McCarthy said, defense wins championships, and the Super Bowl is won by the quarterback. This defense is going to be the thing that sets the tone. The defense is going to be the thing that's going to be creating the opportunities, but it's going to be the offense that's going to be the closer, the finisher. That's the way this team is built. And the defense did exactly that. They came out and just started the game just perfect. Couldn't ask for a better start, although they settled for the field goal. They did make up for it by laying down 40 points on the Minnesota Vikings tonight. I mentioned that I wanted to see a game where Dak Prescott threw less than 30 times, and I thought that was the success to winning this game, and that's exactly what they did. He had a near perfect game. I don't want to hear any Dak slander, including from myself. I know I'm a little bit hard on him. I know I'm critical of him, but this is a game where a couple of things happen. We always talk about Dak against good teams. This is not the Lions. This is not the Bears. This is the 8-1 Minnesota Vikings that just took down the Buffalo Bills last week. This is the second best team in the NFC and in the NFL with their record. They were 8-1. And so this is not only a good quality win, it's a dang good win. And I just don't want to hear any slander with that because Dak Prescott played a near perfect game. I mean, 22 of 25, 276 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And the ball that he was throwing tonight, when he threw that touchdown, that 68, 67-yard touchdown to Tony Pollard after halftime, it was perfect. That was right on the money. Had enough air on the ball. He looked incredible. And like I said a couple of weeks ago, give Dak his praise when he shows up here in the second half of the season and has just as an incredible run as Jalen Hurts had in the first half of the season. And Dak Prescott, my gosh, played lights out. Tony Pollard, 15 carries, 80 yards. Didn't get any rushing touchdowns, but he did have 2 receiving touchdowns. He was 6 receptions, 109 yards. Ezekiel Elliott back in the mix, 15 carries, 42 yards, 2 touchdowns. That even 30 carries is what you're talking about there. 15 carries for Pollard, 15 carries for Ezekiel Elliott, 30 total carries is the formula to winning this game. And like I said, 7 sacks from this defense is outstanding. You got 1 for J-Ron Curse, who did the little skull chant after it, and you got 2 from Micah Parsons, 2 from Dorrance Armstrong, 1 from Dante Fowler, and 1 from DeMarcus Lawrence. These boys I had predicted 4 sacks and an interception. We did not get the interception, so I was wrong in that prediction, and I under predicted what they were going to get. I predicted they were going to get 4. They actually got 7. And you look at the stats here for the Vikings, the Trayvon Diggs versus Justin Jefferson matchup. Justin Jefferson, 3 receptions for 33 yards. There needs to be an honest, legitimate conversation this far into the regular season that Trayvon Diggs has had incredible matchups against Jamar Chase, now Justin Jefferson, and other wide receivers that I can list off. But he has clamped them down. He has shut them down because he is an all-pro, a Pro Bowl shutdown corner, and he is one of the best, if not the best, defensive back in the NFL. Give him his respect right now. He's having even a better season, arguably, than he did have last year. Because everyone likes to talk about interceptions, whether, passing yards and whatever. Okay, he heard you. He got more interceptions last year, and this year he's allowing lesser yards. It's incredible Trayvon Diggs is doing the type of year that he's having. But just an incredible game throughout. I mean, this is such an impressive win. It's exactly what the Cowboys needed to bounce back from that awful loss against the Green Bay Packers. And I said this in my post-game reaction video on my TikTok, which you guys should be following, and I said it on Instagram too. But with the Eagles dwindling, they obviously lost to the Commanders, but they did win against the Colts, barely, by a point. And with the Giants, who lost to the Lions, and then with the second best team in the NFC, which was the Minnesota Vikings at 8-1, now they're 8-2, it is fair to say that the Dallas Cowboys could very well be getting hot at the right time. Right at the Thanksgiving spot, that's where you want to get hot. It's fair to say that the Dallas Cowboys right now, as of week 11, are the best team in the NFC. Coming off of that awful loss against Green Bay, they had the most convincing win this week, and they have the ability, or they have the opportunity to stack on top of it come Thanksgiving Day here against the New York Giants. But an incredible game. I'm impressed. I did pick them to win. I thought it was going to be a lot closer of a game. I thought the Vikings were going to play a little bit better. But wow, the Cowboys shut down the Minnesota Vikings. I told you guys they were a little bit deceptive with their record. If you remember my pregame prediction video, their stats showed a different story besides them being 8-1, although they were 8-1, and the strength of their opponents was something to look at. And the Minnesota Vikings got dismantled against the Dallas Cowboys. And what was a playoff game to our guys, they won. They blew them out. Be sure to like and subscribe and post down your reaction. What are you feeling about this team right now? Is your confidence shot through the roof right now? Are you kind of still in the same place? But be sure to comment down below. Follow me on all my social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I will see you guys here for a very busy week because we got the Thanksgiving game against the New York Giants, so you'll be seeing me a lot sooner with the pregame prediction video. But I'll see you guys next time. Go Cowboys.
Down the field, Lamb, 10-5, victory! Touchdown, Ezekiel Elliott. How about the rookie Micah Parsons? What a play!
Defense wins championships, but the Super Bowl is won by the quarterback.